You guys want to share the agenda and packet? Okay. I believe I'm ready.
Okay,
Call us to order.
this time I'd like to call a meeting to order and need approval of the treasurer's report.
For the treasurer's report.
I have the treasurer's report somewhere. I'll go through it and Lena said, Lena had to be out of town today.
We haven't done approval of the yet.
Good minutes. Oh, minutes.
Minute, oh. I need approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, motion been made.
I'll second.
Second, Olivia.
Olivia seconded. Thank you. Lena did send a correction and I went ahead and made it, and it's in the one that you are signing for me, the one with the holes. Lena was here at the last meeting and she was missed on the attendance, so we're good there. Okay, treasurer's report. I've got the general fund first. Cash in the bank is $1,042,625.94. That's the checking. The business preferred money market has $504,927.65. The CD has $103,887.19. The petty cash has $1,168.50. Do you have a total? Did you add it up yet? Or do you have a total with the state?
I got the total with the state.
Okay. Currently in the state fund account, there is $33,605.24. And that gives us the total of
$1,686,214.52.
Thank you. Motion to accept the treasurer's report
Okay,
Motion to accept the treasurer's report.
okay, motion been made.
and a second.
I'll second.
I'll have copies of that for you. Okay, the director's financial report. All the deposits, you guys should have a copy of this one. Oh, maybe not. We'll get it. She can't see it anyway. Okay. You got it? Okay. Some of them have it. The director's financial report, all the deposits that have today as the date are actually going to be tomorrow. I forgot the bank's closed for a holiday.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else? Yeah, okay. So we've got deposit from the clerk for delinquent tax, $369.33. Ad valorem from the clerk's office, $9,677.59. Clerk ad valorem tax from March 2022, they did a correction. It was $617.58. Sheriff's franchise tax was $3,000. It's probably right there. $3,372.25. Sheriff's property tax was $29,460.45. Department of Treasury property tax motor vehicle was $1,710.53. Department of Treasury omitted tangible was $730.57. And cash deposit from copies, printouts, and faxes was $318. And then Square was, we did $21.90 in transactions. So we had a deposit of $20.42 for total deposits of $46,276.72. Sorry. And then we made some purchases. We bought food for the last board meeting. That was $66.19 from Food City. We did an Amazon purchase with the debit card because I haven't been able to get us a credit card yet. We're not saving the debit card information into the Amazon account. But that was $235.50, and that included books and DVDs and programming supplies. And then I made a purchase from Sam's Club that was janitor supplies and snacks for programming and paper plates and stuff, and a new water cooler for Blackie, which was delivered last week.
Right.
And that was all $581.42. And then I mailed your board packets. That was $7.92, and bought janitor supplies from Walmart for $41.94. And I bought some programming supplies from Walmart for $10.44. So purchases was $943.41. And I think the copy I need is this one. And can I have a motion to approve the director's financial report?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Okay,
Next, brother.
vouchers.
You want to do the voucher here?
Do you want to jump ahead to Kevin and then come
Yeah, I
back?
think it'd be this.
Okay, we're gonna jump ahead to you, Kevin. Okay. And that'd be fine. And I'll see if I can,
You wanna do the Blackie first, since it's a little simpler?
sure, I'm still gonna try and connect your computer. Or, and Because it'd be nice for everybody to be able to see this stuff. Too.
Now, you're gonna copy that, right? Oh,
What's NIC? Okay,
This is handouts, so it's 3 floor plans and 3 colors.
okay. If I can. Libby, are you with us?
It looks like the.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Libby, if you're not able to see this, but I'm gonna continue to try and play with the camera stuff, then I will save you a copy of this.
Okay, okay.
I can send the PDF to you. As soon as I get back.
Oh, that would work. That'd be great.
Yeah.
So there's 3 of each. It might be 4. I had a copy of both. So. You guys share. Grace, you should take one of these home with you.
Yeah, I want one of the larger ones. I've got what's currently sent to me in PDF.
Yeah,
This one I
Okay.
can see.
I've got the small copies with the.
that's chairs.
That's, yeah, that's really good.
And that's chairs and tables.
Yeah.
This is,
That's gonna be chairs.
no, that's. one of those.
That's the window seat.
I'm not sure about us having Mr. Wendy said we'll get into that later.
Okay. Well, it's adaptive. Okay.
This is.
I could join in on my phone
Yeah. Be chair.
and mute myself
No, this is just. color.
and turn down my
This is
volume on the
just
volume.
colors, which I love.
And I should be able
No,
to
this
print
is
Brian's
just-
invoice from my
it's
phone
just-
too.
nothing, it's just-
So-
I like that chair.
This is right here. but that's-
Yes.
We took that stage.
They got the what?
Public lock out of it.
I opened it. Let's see. Enable waiting room. It's not locked.
It's not locked. Down on.
Let me try and go through the Facebook post. Because I'm warm, but it could just be me being warm.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Four bedroom church.
It's
Six. Well.
I make it
Yeah.
comfortable.
Cool.
Yeah, agree.
Bed sit on back.
I don't
Get a hold of
I
it.
think it's comfortable.
I like your shoes. Those are fun.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, look
They
comfortable.
need more
They are.
nowhere. Clean.
Dress down.
Ready? You gonna let us?
Yeah.
I have a hard time hearing my
I
head stop to it.
was thinking that if I can get permission to sing, but she's so big.
Ready to go in?
You know, sit here for I go to the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, and they gave us some bills, but it is. Mostly.
That's what
I'm trying.
It keeps firing. Nice.
Yeah, sure.
Faucet, you said.
Yes, we get through. Sam.
Sound like I'm talking inside my head.
Right now, she's got.
Her meter.
I don't know. I'm just driving.
But she is. She's the crafty. I mean, I think it'd be really good. We put some of those.
I take a crack up chiseling in the stone and stuff. You have to do that.
So. I'm just letting her. Better. I'm trying to be a big bag.
So these will be new computers
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
and those are the new ones too.
Well, yeah, but that has nothing to do with the project.
I know,
Because see,
but
FEMA's money.
will they have new ones upstairs too?
Well, we've got money that if we can't get it,
Okay,
I mean, like, there should be about 40-some thousand is just back in the right now. But I don't know what else got to do. None of this is set in stone. This is my understanding. This is no, this is table. And this just what this
these are the bookshelves.
yeah, these are bookshelves and see, then this is.
I'll show you the picture this weekend.
But these.
Family,
They'll have to.
I'll
do
do
it,
it.
because this is the only place we have.
But
So that's what we should
do that. It's a style like that.
Yeah,
They wear some.
yeah.
I'm trying to find something.
I'm like, that would bother me.
I think, I don't care. So I know it.
Well, I haven't worn earrings in so long, so, and I've got 2 holes in each ear.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man, we're there.
If you
Years
really
ago,
want
if they're up,
They're
yeah.
grown
Grown up.
It's never going to be where you see, it has never been where you see it.
Those are lots of that.
That's what he's.
So I have to go on this computer stuff.
Would any of y'all like a cup of coffee? They just brought coffee over.
Okay.
Coffee drinkers.
Yeah.
There's
I
always-
live on coffee. I live on coffee.
We put a cup of coffee for you.
I can go,
Are you sure?
yeah.
I have to buy a gray shot. Sometimes.
Fresh ground.
Sure. For breakfast.
We're making dollars.
Not really. I'm just.
I ground on
Have a
coffee.
teacher that's
That
just
sounds good.
this is coffee.
It's tea.
Yeah, just coffee.
Long time ago.
You switched to gallery or
I couldn't.
Click on-
My video, it might, sorry, I'm trying to, my sound.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
There we go. And you can tap on
That's got.
or click on the
It's the
video
little thing.
and it will let you
See
see.
that comes.
Stop sort of. There's a zoom of the plan.
Okay. Okay, smart. We left it out.
I don't have a tripod for it.
Oh.
Yeah. to the- See.
Yeah.
You need all that and kill them there.
Well, I'll start with the Blackie project. We met, last week, last week or week before.
Yeah, it was last week on the.
Yeah, on Zoom and over the project. Blackie obviously is smaller than the neon side, but you still have, quite a bit of work to do there. Architecturally or structurally or things to build, the only thing we're going to do is add the exit here, which is behind the circulation desk. So you actually exit the back of the library, and it'll bring you back around to this concrete landing. So if you're, let's say, delivering stuff, you can actually wheel stuff in through the original entrance, or also you can bring it in this way. I think the idea was on this one was there's only one way out of here, and for safety and other concerns, if you have two ways out, it's not a big deal to put a door here and a little connecting landing. The one idea was putting the door here, but this way we can put it here and you know, it's highly visible and people can get out if they have to. You know, keeping the plumbing in the same location, or keeping lighting in the same location, water heater same location. The biggest thing with the Blackie, as neon, the neon side, is all new finishes. It's all new furniture, all new floor coverings, probably all new paint, wall paint. I think I think is that window seat.
Mhm.
One of the ideas, there's a lot of natural light here, these windows are all the way around. And then, you put really, I think these are tall, bookcases all around the perimeter. Now, we're not touching the upper level as of now, it's not in the contract, maybe for the change order or something like that. But as of now, it's just the lower level, which actually was flooded. This is a new location for the computer desk. Couple of reading tables in the middle. And there's some random stacks along the way. Now, but back in this area, we put a series of cabinets and workstation or work tables and things to drive us into the non-public area here. And here the circulation is.
so the sink in the back of the office there is in the same location.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're just gonna replace those. That's a fire bathroom, so matter of fact, I'm probably gonna somehow switch that door swing out. Make it more handicap accessible, and I'll put my handrails in here, you know. Cause I think that was a handicap bathroom originally, so
Yeah.
we'll still keep that. But one idea was a new IT rack, which might not be in this contract or something you're handling, up off the ground. That way, if anything you can mount higher in these buildings is better for the future. For example, the water heater, I'm thinking about when we do a higher mounted water heater, like if it actually, you know, one was actually mounted high, so it saved it, so. Anything we can mount high, we.
what capacity is that water heater?
No. I'm guessing at least 30 gallons, 30 gallons.
I think it was like a standard
Yeah.
at home water heater, but we don't need that much in the
No,
library.
No, it's just for washing hands, there's no shower tied to it, so. This one, I think was a full size one, was there, so we'll downsize that to a small one, that way you get more floor space too, you know. So you should have plenty of storage there, the color palette that, Suzanne's picked, I think it's gonna be really nice, so. What
It's-
we'll,
It's this.
and what we're gonna do as we get into this, this will probably be your last black and white of it. Hopefully from here on out, you'll have a floor plan showing the colored floor coverings, you know, and the furniture, and then eventually you'll start to see the 3D views, you know, of the room with the furniture and stuff in it, so. So that's but we can do some interior designs. What is that? The exterior building was great. You guys timed it perfectly to remodel the exterior. Any questions on the exit we're putting in, or this will be a little concrete ramp kind of landing ramp? There's not really enough room to take this guy straight out because there's another building right there. So,
I know that she has some file cabinets in here that, so,
Here's stock, right here.
okay, yeah, okay, I see it now.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's there.
So,
There's a color scheme. We're going with like brown, green. Warm fall-like colors.
We
And
love
these
the
are just
colors.
some of the ideas that they presented for like the feel of the space.
and as we get into it, we started with 3D renderings, obviously colors can change, anything can change. So basically. Clean it all out, which has been cleaned, replace all the missing, chipboard, paint it. Match it up so we have a nice clean, where it stops and starts, so we have a nice clean scene. As of now, the light fixtures, we haven't really looked at them, but they're not bad. But we'll do all this, and then if we have the budget, we'll come back in, maybe change some light fixtures. But as of now, they're pretty nice, so. You're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new doors. Probably try to save these 2 doors in the hardware, just clean them up if they're okay. But these will be new, probably wood gray interior doors. Some nice stainless steel lever hanging hardware. So there's not much more to Blackie. To him, I missed Alita.
Can't think of anything. This is not set in stone yet.
Yeah, this is our first step. This is our first design. And as we see 3-dimensional drawings, views from back here or views from here, we may start tweaking the furniture, tweaking the. So if there's no other questions on this, I'll just want to on.
that's good.
Anybody have a question about this plan, proposed plan?
Especially like this.
We're just bad. This will develop over time. And, now it's gonna be a great facility. This, I think this vertical layout.
First thing I asked.
Well, another space, let's go a little more area. We're taking advantage of all this stuff, the windows over here, and that's why will flood back this way. Here is what we got.
I'm gonna set the phone down for just a second.
It's the same as the other. You have 4,
Okay.
3 or 4 minutes, 3 or 4 colors. There's a demolition page here. Yeah.
And then this one is fun. I particularly like the color scheme. Yeah,
Those chairs are cool.
yes, we liked those chairs, right, Regina? Did I didn't give you guys these. So, yeah.
Those are great.
Okay. Please want to share those. Okay. Yeah, they look squishy and comfortable, and as long as they're like super. Like as long as they'll. Hold up,
Yeah.
I think they would be great. Why are you connecting? What's going
It
on?
looks like it was fun. Your video.
Sam, you're signed in twice. Seems being weird for everyone today. It looks frozen, it might be frozen. So it may have bumped us both off at the same time.
When Neon offices and work to do, square footage is probably twice as much, and we actually had damage to the building and windows and doors, this is the demo plan, and so some of the demo plans already demos. Thank you, thank you, water. So obviously the bathrooms will be demoed. This one section of glass up here
In the cafe.
in the cafe is gonna be taken out and replaced. We'll replace the toilet and sink in the middle of the bathroom. And these exterior stove doors will have to replace, they were damaged. And then there's two sets of doors in the middle that were here just basically to separate circulation at the library and down the leader was talking, and it makes sense to hang these out to help open the space up. This way, when you walk in the front door, you look across, you walk in here, you look across the circulation gates, and you can see all the way through the building. The other one is with those set of series of 7 doors and kind of close it in. I think we're gonna come back and replace the plumbing, we're gonna rearrange this whole bathroom, make it bigger. Put the toilet and sink back in its place. Let's just kind of work our way around the perimeter and work our way back to the beginning. The cafe goes away, it becomes a computer lab or computer room. You see all the computers in the middle, stacks on the perimeter, and these little sitting areas around the new. This is the new window here. And we're going to design this window for the needs of this city. If we need to make the windows full height, like they are now, we will. If not, we'll shrink them up. That way, put some shelving here if we need to. This is like a flow shed in here, and this can be high shelving. This door goes back into the work area and break room. We're going to put new cabinets and storage in the break room, a small stove, a new sink. In this bathroom, it was really chopped up. It had the lavatory on the outside. Now we're putting the lavatory inside the actual bathroom space, and shut doors off clean. And the biggest change I think for the whole building is the circulation disc. I really like it. The way it's kind of curved, it's kind of in the middle. One concern was there was zero visibility back in this corner. No matter which way we turn these perpendicular. Then the idea was on that, well, put 45 of them. And that way, so if you're sitting here, you can actually see all the way back to the corner. And if you're, so there's really no place to hide.
But we like it.
Yeah, and one thing too, the lights, well, the original lights ran this direction. And so did the original stacks, which, logically that sounds right. But when you start putting the lights over top of stacks, unless they line up perfect, you're gonna have dark spots. So the best way to have a well-lit area is have your lights cross your stacks. That way they kind of shine down on the area. So the lights we can display. So put a light on here, let's say there's a light fixture here, it's gonna shine,
Yeah, that was a problem. You couldn't see the bottom two
Oh,
stacks.
yeah, this was there, when it was flooded and the lights were off, well, there's a lot of windows in there. But in the middle of those stacks was pitch dark,
Yeah.
you couldn't get light. And when we turn them, there's windows here, so you get natural light, they'll actually kind of flood back through here too, so. Turning these stacks 45 is fixing 3 or 4 things at one time. And this way we can probably keep the existing light fixtures without replacing them, which is big. And we had to replace several light fixtures, probably in this middle area, which is only the probably produce a nice pigments around here. And this is the kids area, which is a graphic representation of something similar. That's not ours, that's something similar. Of this built up seating, reading area, which we do for story time. Just kids like to grab a book and sit back by themselves. And it kind of separates, this area from the rest of the.
So that would be for like special projects that they have,
Yeah, I think
story time.
story time, anything the kids are away, we'll try to put back here. And there's the youth area, which I guess 11, 12, 13, kind of this area, so they're still kind of, this is the thing that's, we're doing a bunch of high schools. And this is the common thing we're putting in high schools nowadays.
What about charging stations and USB?
Oh, tons of them.
Okay,
I will probably have one every
Thing.
3 foot.
That's the color scheme.
Well, obviously, anything around the wall, we'll probably do a outlet with maybe a USB built into it. If that's what you guys are wanting, that's not a problem. We may even have these may have charging stations built in, I'm not sure, but we will definitely have a ton of charging stations.
I have a guy that does sponsored charging stations. We have 2 at Whitesburg,
Oh,
and
nice.
we might be able to get 1 or 2 for Neon.
Which that's a good thing and a bad thing. You don't want kids over here at home if you don't want to, so you maybe can control the phone usage by putting the charging stations in a different location. One option is, hey, when you come in here, put your phone down here, we'll charge you for free while you're reading books.
We don't babysit people's phones.
You know?
We are not responsible for their
No,
technology.
you're absolutely not responsible. You have to do that. And then this area here, this is kind of more like a conference field, a multi-purpose room. And when taking this doorway out here and this doorway here, kind of really opens the floor plan up. So you can kind of wander around without going through doors and stuff that feels compartmentalized. And we're gonna probably reduce the amount of plumbing fixtures in the bathrooms. I think the original was overkill, but I'm gonna check the plumbing code and make sure, because when the plumbing code kicks in, they always do worst case scenario, and you're having to accomplish this. So worst case, we kind of go back to the original, urinal right this way. We don't have to put in dividers, just for lock on the door and this kind of private.
I did ask about having 2 unisex or family style bathrooms instead of 2 gender bathrooms.
Yeah. Which is always nice and flexible because. We'll keep our little mop sink here. I think the water heater is actually here at all before, we'll save it, so we'll keep it here. And this is the new door we're putting in, we'll make that match. I really like how the circulation desk, this is the high section. So this whole area is going to be kind of open and in the middle, kind of controlling the whole space. Any questions on this is our first stab at it, this is our first design. And you can see from the color scheme, it's pretty nice, it's not too bold. But it's not totally dull, so. But this is a lot.
There's the color scheme.
And this also, along with your report, it's gonna help us sing.
What's the projected completion time for both of you?
Probably depends on materials. And with COVID, you can't really tell anything. I'm guessing a ballpark 6 months after bid.
Okay,
Ballpark. What we'll do when we bid it out.
we'd be working on both of them at project same time, or?
I would think so.
Okay,
Well, that we can hopefully. It'd be nice to have one contractor on both jobs, saying, I mean, one can report that. And when we bid it out, well, there's a way we bid it out. I usually bid, you give me your price and your time. You give me, $400,000 in 6 months or $400,000 in 3 months. Obviously, we'll take the.
will that be a penalty for non-completion?
Yeah,
What's that line?
liquidated damages, at least $200 a day.
Okay.
So they get in there and start. Well, what we do also, we never pay the contractor. It's not no fault, we owe, never pay 100% of it, we always owe 10%. He actually go 15% at the beginning. So if he decides, look, I'm quit, I'm out of business, I'm going to Canada, fine, because we have 100% of your work, and we want to pay you 85%. So if we hire another contractor back, you're not losing any money. So we always hold that retainage on the contract. It's a standard AI form, and we'll have either weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly visits. Susanna will be doing most of these, and I'll probably handle the stuff in the beginning, all the architecture, and she'll handle all the interior stuff. We'll have progress meetings when we jump on the contract and pat on the back or tell them to hurry up. But he will give us his schedule, and on schedule values and how he predicts the product to go out. And then we'll hopefully he can
So
remain on.
the librarian from each location will be in contact with the construction crew and they'll know
Yeah.
information.
Well, everything goes through us. One thing we don't want to do is the contractor calling up a leader and complain about two reports, you know. So everything's gonna come through us before it goes to the library or just because, you know, we work for you to handle those things. And more than likely, the contractor doing this job I've already worked with before.
Pretty well.
So we should try to have a good rapport with most of the contractors. So. Is there any questions on the
That looks good.
living neons? Which is a fantastic building, the bones are fine, you know, the concrete slabs save you guys on both jobs, so. And this one will be obviously new floor covering. The way this one is, it's painted structure on this side and this side, and ceiling here, a rock ceiling, actually in pretty good shape. But that's a low cost item, let's say, you know, we're putting money left over, we're going to change the drop ceiling to something a little different, we can do that. $3 a square foot. So.
At some point, I need to talk to you guys about conduit for the internet cabling.
Yes, we'll just have to. Do you have an IT company that you're going to use?
I have an IT guy who's doing freelance for us.
Okay.
But we already talked about, like, we went and did a walkthrough.
Yeah.
And he gave me like what size conduit and how much.
All he has to do is give us a plan with X, or he wants the conduit to drop in size, you know, it's 3/4 inch, whatever. Just mark up the sub plans, and we put them in the bid doc.
Okay.
What about if during the process that the librarians see, what process will they go through for change order?
They,
Just,
well, the owner contacts us,
okay,
and if it's something that we need to bid out or get a custom contractor, then I draw it up or give a description to the contractor, and he provides a price back to me, and I provide it to you.
Right.
I know there's always change orders.
Change orders.
Change.
Change orders scare me. They're expensive.
I'm just,
Their standard procedure.
well, it's hard to have a job that. Just because. Because we assume this wall is fine and we get in there. And it's nothing. But on this job, being that everything is gutted, you can see everything. And I don't foresee any major change orders as far as structural or architectural. Now, as far as colors or things you want to add, extra shelving or something, that's not a problem. And our budget will have, we're holding out, I think 5 or 10% for contingency. That's what we usually do. And then in the main end, let's say, the last pay application, we're signing off to pay for the lease it. And you say, well, I want another set of discs. Well, our contingency should cover any little small change in the meeting, so. We should be
Sounds
good.
My phone goes again, but it's okay.
Okay. And what I'm gonna send all these to Lita via PDF. I wish you could email everybody to look at. But like I said, from this point on, these plans they'll start colorizing, showing the floor coverings, and then.
More detail.
Oh, yeah, the details will go way up. We'll have 3D interior rendering. I don't know if Susanna showed you an example of that.
Not yet, but
They're trust me, it's the realist, you can't tell. Then she can pick a point, I'll pick this point and render this. And I said, well, we'll render the sun at 2:45 on December 3rd. It'll be 2:40, that's what it looks like, so.
okay.
So it's pretty nice. Rendering and Susanna will be handling that. As far as going through building code or any sort of code issues, I'm meeting with building code inspector Wednesday. I'll bring your plans, but since we're not adding. Okay, on Blackie, we're adding an exit, which is fine now, exit boy. On this job, we're not really taking away anything. You know, matter of fact, it's making this a little better, and we're not changing anything, so.
Well, does the concrete pad where the flower bed count,
On the exterior,
Mhm.
we're not taking it out.
taking out the flower bed?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's already covered.
No, at Neon.
Oh,
oh, we're taking it out.
Yeah, we're taking the flower bed
Yeah.
out, and people walk through it to get in there.
Concrete,
Yeah,
step there.
I don't even, we might need one step.
Yeah,
So we were gonna put the concrete pad and move the bench down to that,
okay.
since everybody walks through there anyway.
Yeah.
They
oh, yeah,
give
cause
us the flowers, they were inside anyway.
Yes,
So the picture side.
yes,
It'd be easier to take care of.
Picture side,
Yeah.
Yes. Here,
yes,
yeah.
and it's a triangular flower bed. Weird anyway, yes.
Well, it's gone, so.
It's filled with muck and
Yeah.
glass and CDs
So-
and DVDs and.
What I'll do, I'll connect this step up right here, because I'm walking the building, I step up here. I think it's about 8 inches. So we'll-
Yeah, it's a little bit much for one step, but maybe a.
Matter of fact, well, you have this other entryway over here.
Yes.
So what we'll do, I'll look at this, it may be something simple as, a couple rounded stairs or something, we'll look at that. And we'll change your signage. I was gonna just replace that one or two missing letters, but if we're gonna change the whole color scheme, now's the time to, if you're gonna do something totally different.
We do like I don't know, something that matches the inside
Yeah.
colors,
Oh, you could,
like a,
right now, the signage matches your window mold. which is-
yeah.
That
That
brushed
brushed silver, brushed
Yeah,
nickel.
And there's no reason they can't be any other color.
Okay.
And plus they stick out like 3 inches. We could maybe,
I think maybe they got knocked off when the crane was coming along and
sure.
scooping stuff up, and actually there's a little spot on the awning
Mhm.
that got crimped a little, and I think that was the same thing. I don't think it does any damage, like. I think it's just cosmetic,
it is
but
cosmetic.
yeah,
Yeah, I can see the crack record. Yeah, but like I said, this is our first stab at it. All the stuff's in the computer now. So manipulation and calculation is much easier. Luckily, we have the kind of the as-built. On this job, the as-built match nothing. By the way.
what are as-built?
The original drawings.
Oh,
Well, I mean, the footprint and the walls are okay. All the lighting's different, the roof is different, the doors are different. Luckily, the walls are there, that's an important part.
we're still gonna have a door that goes into the meeting room, right? Like, that can be shut.
Yeah, this door's here. Yeah,
Okay,
This
good.
stays,
Good.
this stays. It's been great, I can't see it, yeah, it stays. Yeah, because I'm never was for sure why there's this door here. But because you got a corridor and this was locked off, so.
It was made for locking off the rest of the library and leaving the meeting room open for parties and stuff on the weekends.
We don't We don't. do
Since
that
we don't
anymore.
do that anymore, we
okay.
don't need it.
Okay, good. That way this way it kind of opens it up.
Yeah.
I can't remember if she decided, you guys decided on a half board here. Or whatever. She showed me.
I think we were putting a shelf there.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
remember.
we
So
need,
I'm.
we need a half door there.
Okay.
Okay.
If Legina says half door, then half door.
She's the one that's gotta live with it.
Yeah,
Come on.
Okay.
That this is fixed and cleaned up and remodeled this one, other brand new stuff. And the good thing is your mechanical, electrical, plumbing, most of your items are in good shape. So most everything is cosmetic, so. I'll have an electrician go through, which I think you already had an electrician kind of go through and fix most
They
things.
fixed the main breaker and a few individual
Right.
outlets so that we could have the building dried out, but the rest needs to be.
Yeah, they're gonna go through and clean out conduits. The good thing about electrical wiring, I didn't know this, the plumbing, until the building code inspector and the plumbing inspector told me. Like all the wiring is considered waterproof,
Mhm.
so they can actually clean it and leave it in place. It's great, so you know.
When I was doing walkthroughs with FEMA, they
Mhm.
suggested raising the breaker boxes. I'm certain that that's gonna cost
Oh, yeah.
a lot, so,
We can look into it.
okay. But I'm certain it's going to cost a lot, even if we just move them up 1 foot.
Probably, which it. I mean, if you figure this is
It's probably not gonna matter one
What's in 100 years, well, the good thing about breaker boxes, and we found out, you can clean them out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So, or you pay $10,000 and raise one foot. Then it floods 1 foot, 1 inch, you can clean that anyway.
Yeah.
That's something we'll look at if we can afford it, we'll do it.
okay. And if not, I won't feel at all guilty.
No, but hopefully when we ever get flooded again, this is once in 100 years or 500 years.
Don't take 100 years. Well, then,
Was there any questions on this side? I think we have a good start. I really love how this 45. Really, if you 3 or 4 things, it helps with the line. You know,
You like,
hiding.
it's all right.
that's probably as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah, it'll work.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're still gonna put that,
This way you can't do it.
Mirror up.
That's so kind of just.
We're still gonna have a convex mirror so we can see really well into the children's.
Oh, yeah, yeah. One like right here.
Yeah, there's one up there already.
Mhm.
We might be able to just.
Work cameras.
Yeah, that's possibly in the works as well.
One camera right here. Fish eye lens. See everything. Because even a convex lens here will not see behind this, So if you put a camera here, and you can see this side, camera here with a wide angle lens, little Genie can't hide in here, so. Okay, there's no questions. Thank you guys very much. I think we're on the right path.
Thank you, Kevin.
Anybody
No problem.
have any other Kevin projects or anything? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You need help with,
Oh, no, I'm fine. We got here to,
okay,
show you Valley, then. That's one of the-
I don't know my phone is connecting again, so I'm gonna. That was the mostly visual part that we needed. I'll try connecting my phone again there and we can see more.
Are you gonna have copies at the library in town?
I'm sorry, what? You did-
Will you have copies of what this looks like?
Yes, and I'll give you a copy.
I'll come by and get them this week sometime.
That's me.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Or I should be able to email them to you also.
You have a big headache.
Right, yes.
Let me write that in my notes to myself.
Not to give you one more thing to do.
Actually, if you want to take these copies, you can.
You don't mind?
I don't mind.
Yellow, blue.
Yeah.
Not the color. Neon.
Okay.
Sign out, so.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Be careful.
Let me see. Can I not have him on the agenda? Oh, it does, it's there, under project, building projects. Okay. So. So you kind of know everything that's happening with the building projects. Vouchers? I'm still trying to print the invoice from Brian Lewis, so I'm gonna pass these around and get that printed and. See if it'll let me. I'm hoping I can connect to your printer. I'm thinking that's going to be our last Amazon bill. I can continue with reports like that for any purchases that we make for Amazon. But it wouldn't have a bill attached. It would just have the Amazon printout. And if you have any questions, let me know. Libby, did you get your packet?
Yes,
Okay.
but it's at the other house.
Do you remember any questions about any of the invoices or anything?
I didn't have any questions. I understood them all.
Okay, I will give you Cindy's phone number I will give you, can you hear me better now?
Yes,
Okay, I'll give you Cindy's phone number at Wayne Fleming's office and you can, let her know that you've approved them as long as you don't have any questions.
okay. What's her
Okay.
633 what?
8098, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's 806, but I will find it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I think it's just me too. Okay. It's not cooperating. While you guys are passing the invoices back and forth, I'm gonna run next door, steal a computer and print out that invoice. I'll be right back. I gotta choose between these and I have decided that.
That's right.
Yes.
There are no questions.
What is
Alexa? Yes, and then Adams Roberts. So it's hyphenated.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. No stupid questions. That's a question I get asked pretty frequently. before
I was
meetings.
like,
You're good.
I hadn't, I mean, I've heard about you.
Sure.
but I had not met you.
Yes. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. I'm big
That's.
fan.
that's-
Yeah.
that's-
So,
Nobody actually- you have
6 months. After.
Richard.
Heard about you as well.
Just until they get them in.
Yeah.
Yeah, give it so long.
Comments.
Well, I'll just be approved.
So I'd say like more often than not, I have like a random staff member or the director taking the note of the meeting. That's pretty common.
I started this kind of stuff.
Yeah, she have to take a question of all.
Thanks, somebody did look for it.
Secretary, it's like, "Here, you can just take minutes," and I'm like.
You could have got that one started.
That's a good learning skill to have though. That's come in handy.
For your office. Well, you will go in my-
Here was Mr. Things.
Just look at all the steps.
I mean, I couldn't see it from.
Oh, I know, yeah.
In the corner.
Prove, double
It's
check,
such
prove again.
delicate thin little lines. So yeah, it's hard to see from
And
a
How long
big
take to get
distance.
that door?
That's the first go up, they got to prove again.
How long take each door down?
I like the idea of having the lights cutting across the stacks to eliminate dark spaces.
I don't know.
However,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
As long as you can, you couldn't see,
yeah.
you really couldn't see that much.
It's up to me.
You're fine.
It's up to
Yeah,
me.
you're fine.
You'll prove
I'll leave
it.
it. Since I lost all my hair, you get sunburned, you get wet.
Yeah, my youngest one was, we were talking the other day, something about possibly losing his hair, and I'm just like, yeah, your dad and your grandfather, you know, yeah, but you've inherited mine. It's thick.
Give me a
It's
guess.
not gonna come
It's
out.
not losing hair, it's gaining both face.
There you go.
He won't lose it, and you won't lose it. He inherited the hair from me, so lots of it and curly as it can be. Yeah, he is. He also inherited my dad's charm. Good times. And charms everybody. My dad was the same way. We'll see if it's gonna let me know this time. Why are you still connecting? At 9:30.
Well, these Zoom meetings are for the birds.
They are. I think
They are. It's all-
Oh, it's,
they-
When you were there.
October 2020.
I mean,
Yeah,
the picture. It's the
Yeah,
picture
there-
way it
Oh, it's
was back
gone.
then. It's
Yeah.
gone. You have to go back down, so
oh, it's completely changed.
I know that last time I was there. It's kind of sad and what,
Yeah,
nothing unique.
that's yeah, all the opportunity and Dreyfus and all of them are gone.
Yeah. It's funny, Wayne, she didn't say anything about it.
Who said we're going
I
that?
think she will probably move to like.
Only know where we.
My grandfather
Elliot.
owned the store.
I don't know.
Thought it was Elliot.
I have no idea. This will look up since like 2 hours away.
And that's me and Johnny.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I thought she told me that's what they do.
I don't.
And my grandfather and my father.
Did you do all that?
Chris, they finished it, Blackie, right?
Yeah, they came back and
And
got put straw and seeded the prayer around the library.
Okay, nice.
Turned it into this room.
great big
Okay.
farmers, they would do.
So I have the final invoice from the Blackie project that was pre-flood. And it was the balance of the project, which is $9,265 even. And it's got like a description of the work, what all it included, and that was, it's in here. $9,265. And I'm going to let you guys initial this since I didn't get it in time to add it to my invoice sheet. And I've requested that they send their invoices 1 to 2 weeks in advance of the meetings from now on. Thank you. These. Libby, did you have any questions about the Blackie project that finished up?
No, I think I'm gonna drive down and look at it.
Okay, that's the Blackie pre-flood project where we had the rocks put on the riverbank right before the flood happened. Where they took out the door upstairs through the hallway, had steps on the community center side. And made
Yes.
that into a storage room and all of those things.
Okay.
Okay,
Are they open yet to the public?
not entirely, but if you go there and you need to, like, they'll let you in.
Okay,
And they'll let you see around the lower level too.
You tell
Okay.
us you have to put them out.
You'll have to go up the ramp so that they know you're there though.
okay.
Okay, all
right.
right. So. Can we have a motion to accept the vouchers?
Okay, that's good. You're signed.
Okay, we still need a motion.
Okay,
Motion. For the vouchers.
Thank
okay.
And a second?
Maybe.
A second.
Thank you.
I thought H would do that.
Linda's, head librarians. I'm sorry, I was jumping ahead. Okay. Who wants to start?
Start with Vicky, she got left out last time.
Yeah. You go first.
She kind of, you know,
I was like, what about Vicky last time?
we'd already pretty much covered what was happening. We still are going through the donations that we got. There's still boxes and boxes of books, but we're going through them. Scarlett and I are cataloging them. We're getting help carrying them downstairs to store.
I volunteered my nephews to come and move boxes this week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Ian, I gave Ian free rein to create a display for African American History, Black History Month. He's got 2 different things going on, display of books and Black authors, and then one of just kind of the history, you know, the timeline and so forth. He did a really good job. He's got a lot of ideas he wants to eventually carry on with other things. Just been copies and faxes and everything like that. Our basement's cleared out.
Most of these were.
We put shelves came from here. We put them in the basement. Because there's not really, they're not like shelf, it's the individual shelves that go on the shelving ranges.
Metal or wood?
Metal. And I think they went up on the concrete pad in the basement.
Okay.
Next.
Well, we met with them over Zoom and talked about the plans of the neon library, and we had to make some changes. Some of them just wouldn't work, you know, and he did bring them with the changes this time. So, and I still see little things that needs to be tweaked, but for the most part, I like what they've done. As Vicky said, we're going through donated books for the neon library, and we've got so many people that want to give us books, and it's just overwhelming. It really is. And we have no place to put them, so it's really,
Not until they get it finished anyway.
yeah, it's really hard to keep telling people we can't take them.
This whole
You
lot.
know,
We've been
And,
stashing what we can downstairs in the computer lab in that corner.
yeah,
And I'm hoping that we can fit as much as possible in there.
it's just a work in progress. We're slowly trying to get together things that we know we'll need once we do get opened up, and try to build back some supplies and things that we had. And but other than that, everything's going good.
I know you're anxious to get back in,
Yeah,
and people can't wait.
yeah, and seeing the difference in the drawings is kind of strange too, you know. I mean,
Well, you really
used to
can't
it one
visualize it
way,
until it.
you used to it one way, and then you see that, and it's just totally different. It's really.
It'll be like going to a new job.
Yeah, yeah, it's like becoming a new place, you know.
One of the things Kevin didn't mention in his thing is we're putting the computers over where the cafe was. And since we don't want a whole lot of sunlight getting through, like causing glare on the computers, we're maybe gonna do a window wrap. And when I was in Neon with FEMA, I went and visited Neon Lights, the coffee shop that Jeff and Cheryl Hawkins are opening. And they have an old photograph of Neon. And we're gonna see if maybe we could turn that into a window wrap for the front window. It'd be nice. That's a cool idea.
They also have, tent, it comes in different types of tent.
Yeah,
I know I had Grace's office down there, tent, so that she can see out.
We're gonna do not tent, but like,
What's it?
It's you can see through the wrap,
Like, what's it?
Yeah.
You can see out, but
It's a
not
wrap.
in.
yeah, but you can
Yeah.
see through it.
yeah, you can see
Yeah.
through the wrap. But we're gonna do not tint, but like some kind of film on some of the internal windows so that people can't see into the staff area.
and in case the picture doesn't work, the architects are going to look for some other ideas that we can use for a wrap, you know, just in case the picture wouldn't work, so.
Yeah.
um,
And actually, they said we could look on Google for ideas of what other libraries have done.
mhm.
You just search for library window wrap. It's like the wraps that you get on bookmobiles now.
Other than doing on buses and city
Mhm.
buses.
Yeah, it's like what
That'd be
they put in the schools right now. You see the mascots and stuff like that. That's the window wraps, and stuff like that is,
I think maybe I'll. spend
Yeah.
some time.
I thought it might be a little too big to put our logo there.
yeah.
Roy, we'll just go around the table.
Just out there driving around.
The man is here today. He shuttled people from Whitesburg to here.
They haven't done any, a lot of programs or anything, nothing. But we do have one coming up, you get to go to.
Yeah.
Do you have a schedule?
Yeah.
Different places.
Yeah,
Would you print, I'll pick one up tomorrow.
okay, and it was on the website.
It is on the website, but I'm not sure. Well, I guess, I don't know that I've
Yeah.
updated the bookmobile page. I'm not sure which week is which, and I
Okay.
think I just took that stuff off of there, but
Would it be possible for me to go with Roy someday?
absolutely.
I'll let you know.
Okay, we'll find a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let him go meet Little Bear.
She's,
And do you visit the senior
Is it right?
citizens?
Yeah,
Do you visit senior citizens?
they haven't invited me. I can't just show up any place anymore. They don't really allow that, just to show up places. Cause of all the COVID and stuff,
Okay, I'll contact you
Yeah.
and get you some.
can't just show up places anymore.
that's true, COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
These apartments over here might be a good spot, but you'd have to check with the manager, I guess, and see what they're about. ready for me?
How you like your vehicle?
It gets me there. Better than the last one.
Now, can you lift the blueprints up?
Yeah, as long as it's not too heavy, yeah. Sometimes I make multiple trips.
Yeah, okay. But I wondered about that since you had your, you know,
Yeah,
cut the lift much.
yeah, I can't lift a whole lot. She yells at me, so.
I do. I take stuff away from him. I do, there's a couple of people on staff that I know have carry limits. And I gripe at them because if they hurt themselves again,
We're
then.
responsible.
Yeah.
Well, don't you lift anything?
Try not to.
I think he's at like a 20-pound limit now,
Mm,
15.
That's about when it started, I can feel it then, so then I stopped.
Yeah.
Katie, you want to share about Margaret?
Yes, a longtime employee. She worked a little bit after we moved into this building, but she started working just a few weeks before I did, doing story time and Saturdays when I started working, and we worked together for close to 30 years up in the old building. So she was a good friend, but that her husband retired and the rest of his family had moved to Western Kentucky, so they've been down there for several years. But I got called this past week that she had passed away.
Margaret.
She had some form of cancer. But she
Yeah,
was
sounds
for me, she was a bride from England. Danny was in the Air Force and met her in England and they married.
You know, I think it'd be nice to have like a plaque of people that stand out in each community that are pillars of the community that would, you know, that like have something out there, just a little something
nice.
about.
She always had a smile, didn't she, Peggy?
Yeah,
Always very pleasant.
yeah. We had a nice retirement
Accent.
party for us and she retired and a lot, we had a good crowd.
Yeah,
People came.
that's very much like.
And otherwise, we've been continuing our regular activities. Our computer use has gone up some. We still don't have a lot of children. I think it's just from COVID and that kind of thing. School's been erratic too. But our circulation is fair. It's not what it used to be, but it's getting better, I think. And we're trying to keep new materials so people, our regulars will keep coming.
You know, I wonder if would Sam be the mountain that we can bring up activities that we're having, you know, like Jenkins and Blackie and.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
because I
We
think it's
can,
nice to have.
it's
Not
like
everybody-
an
not-
ad when we do it,
Yeah,
though.
but not everybody, you know, go to a computer and looks.
Yeah. We can ask the Mountain Eagle to post our events.
You know, they're supposed to do so many PSAs on radio and stuff. I just wanted to say the.
The painting classes that,
That we do.
yeah, Virginia comes
There's one
up
tomorrow.
and
here.
they do them and they're really popular. We
Yeah.
were thinking about trying to start one for the children because the adults really love it.
Yeah. Tess and I do painting classes. We do one in Whitesburg and one at Jenkins right now, once a month, and we put it on Facebook and within 2 hours we're booked.
That's,
We can only do
yeah,
so
you have
many
to
at a
win,
time.
because I had to, used to have to.
Yeah, we can only do so many at a time and
Well, you just have to be it,
we have,
know,
we have. a
be efficient,
set
you have to
limit, yeah.
just limit the.
Yeah, but they're very popular and.
At least it brings them to the library.
Yeah. People really enjoy it.
Maybe while they're painting, they might see a book they might want.
Yeah, when I was doing programming ages ago, now all I do is yoga. I would bring relevant books to the programs. And sometimes relevant movies. But yeah. We had been doing an email newsletter for all the programs and we stopped during COVID, and is that starting back?
I haven't started back yet, but I have been thinking about it. I didn't get a newsletter done this month, mostly because last month, we would schedule something and, you know, it'd be in the newsletter and then something would happen and we'd have to reschedule it. And it's just like the newsletter was kind of like, there was no point. But no, I have been considering redoing, the email newsletter as well as. Of course, March will have the newsletter, which I've got to get started on.
Yoga continues to be very popular. Kelly's like, as long as we have like 7 or more people in yoga, that's about what 7 or so is what you would get in a yoga studio. Anything more than that, we're getting really good attendance. And we've had days where we've had 20 people come to yoga. I was here in Whitesburg for yoga yesterday. That's the one that's sponsored by the nonprofit out of California. The Cara Love Project, and we had 7 people on a Sunday. So that was really good. Peggy, sorry, I didn't mean to take over.
I'll let Grace go.
Okay, talk about the painting classes. That was one of the best programs we had. We have never had room in our library to have a painting class. And the building we had the painting class in is gone now too. So we hope to one day get back to it, Legina.
One day.
One day. But we got real excited when the FEMA folks showed up.
They were nice.
They were very, very nice, very helpful.
They were interesting to spend the day with.
Yeah, we were real pleased with that.
I think we stayed about 2 or 3 hours.
Really?
I was with them from 9 a.m. until what, 6 o'clock?
Yeah. Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, I kept waiting. I got up there at 10 o'clock that morning.
Oh, no.
I kept waiting. Grace said, they haven't left Fleming out yet.
We were at Neon for 4.5 hours because they had to do measurements in every section of the library.
But I was gonna wait till, even if they got that mid.
Yeah, well, you saw how they were measuring it at Blackie. They would do, and so they could get the square area for the drywall and the flooring and any fixtures that were damaged by the flood. So, yeah.
Did they give you any time frame on when you might hear back from them?
No.
I just want to be sure to be able to tell people when they come in and ask questions. And then when the design team, when they showed up down there to look, and they got really excited when we actually saw.
Yes,
things.
it's very exciting to have movement on the projects.
That gives you a good feel. There's hope.
Yes.
And hope too, the rocks have stayed over another high water. When I went into work Friday, the river was up over the rocks again. Only this time it left lots of silt and stuff, which it didn't with the.
It brought us dirt?
Yeah. Well, I think part of it may have been too, from where so much has been taken off that bank, it just, but they're there, they're holding, and when you look above us on the river,
Gosh.
it's up to people's back doors. If those rocks had not been there, we would have been in great trouble.
Yeah.
I think Brian was even excited that the rocks were there. He said he hoped someone had taken pictures because he's afraid the library board would not believe he'd put them. But they failed.
Actually,
Go ahead.
I had I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name, the one that did the applications for working in the river for the riprap and other I can't remember his name. It'll come to me later when I don't need it, but he called and asked James, his name's James. He called and asked who we had put down the rock at Blackie because there was another business in Whitesburg that was going to be doing it. So we got I referred Brian to them. So that was really cool.
When I went across that bridge the first time.
In July.
Yeah, the side of those white rocks made me think maybe I can look in this library and see what it looks like. But we have not been ordering books, but now that we're seeing hope, because what books we have are in boxes in the middle of the floor upstairs. So
we're going to come and do an inventory as soon as we've done an inventory with Roy, so he can. I mean, I know he's been ordering stuff, but
Well, we just don't have storage space. We don't have storage space, anyway. So we're gonna start ordering some and putting a few out. So which adult folks have been getting some through where I'll bring them down to.
Yeah.
But so we'll have a few of the newer things there, but now that we've got a table cleaned off and all.
We can get some from the donations also, if we know what you need.
Well, everybody's been real good, like Jenkins and Harry and both to send stuff to us as we need it, but people continue to come in, a lot of times they just stick their head in, won't know how we're doing.
That's good.
Just people are anxious to get their library back. And like I said last meeting, it's not always there for checkout, but that's the one thing they
It's
own.
like a community center now,
It really is.
really, people
But like I said, the rocks.
just to read the newspaper, sit down.
I think all the libraries are cornerstones of the community centers.
And now after they took the senior citizens out, that it went out before the flood. The building was still
The
there.
libraries are really, I know in Jenkins, it's the only place people can do a fax,
Mhm.
the only place they can come and get photocopies. And as far as I know, other than the school, they're the only place they can come and use a computer.
And a lot of these government agencies now require fax and I know several times I've been to the library and, people come in, there'll be 30 minutes later, somebody will come in and send another fax. And
Yeah.
big
We
copies
have-
made.
We have sent, I could not tell you the value of the number of faxes and copies and things that we have done, and we didn't charge anybody because
Good.
it's for the whole county. I don't think any of the libraries charge for people because it was a service we felt we needed. to
It's
do.
more.
But I think people ought to know that the libraries do a whole lot more than just check out books.
Like in olden times, the churches were the social, now it's the libraries. Taken.
But and like I said a while ago, they came and got the last of they had
The
the
equipment.
equipment, like they're stored there in downstairs where they've been working, so they wouldn't have to haul it back and forth. When I got to work this morning, they were there cleaning up all that and getting all that out. And
Did they take their dumpster?
well, the dumpster, the county will come
Oh,
with the
okay.
dumpster, yeah.
Okay.
Because they're who's been emptying it, so I'm sure they've got it off the county. But and then, like I say, they had, I guess, sown grass and put straw on the parts that were bare. Some of it was not their doing, it was flood doing, but they still did that. But we're happy to have the storage space. So,
They did a real good job of repainting and it looks really nice.
Good. Yeah, the outside looked really nice.
yeah, I think it's the first time in years that our letters on the outside have been level. Everybody, and my windows got cleaned on the outside upstairs. That was great because
I'm
We can't-
wondering if we can get Light and Enterprises to come out to Black. I know they do the windows here. Do they? They don't do the windows here, do they?
They used to come here, but they've not been coming. There's another guy that's coming through, but now he charges about twice what Lightning Enterprises is. So I've not contracted him.
The library.
In a couple of weeks, well, a couple of months. I haven't gotten an invoice from them in
Yeah.
a while.
It's been a while since they've. been
I'll give
there.
them a call and see if they can add you guys and Blackie in.
See how they do the witness.
they do when they painted the back side of the library before they put up scaffolding, but they did it off of the ladder.
They have a bucket truck.
You can't get a bucket truck to the back of our library.
Well, I think they also have like spray washers and the squeegees on extended poles. They'll have ways. I hope.
Because they
I'm sure they got some kind of.
like I said, they painted off the back off of ladders.
Uh-huh.
And I was so happy when I saw them get the Windex out.
I appreciate that they did that.
And the only other question, can you at some point, you don't have to do it right now, but just let us know how much funds are still there from the Crafter Cornet and from Kim Michelle Richardson.
All of Kim Michelle's 9,000 is still there, I think. Because I don't think we paid Brenda's husband much for making the little free library. I told him to charge us. I told him that he needed to. Otherwise, it wasn't like using the funds. But yeah, I have, I did the mid-year actuals, and I have on the printout what those funds are.
Okay.
And I'll send them to you.
Okay, appreciate that.
They're not actually in the mid-year actuals. They're on the sheets that I get to do the mid-year actuals. We're not covering the mid-year actuals today. I've got copies for you guys, so you can take them home and look at them. And if you have any questions. Anybody have questions for the head librarians?
No, I really appreciate you all coming in and doing this. It makes it more like family that we can see you
Thank
and
you.
talk to you.
I'm tired of seeing me.
See me. I'm just gonna run through the rest of this stuff.
I've got
In the minutes,
no, on the collection and development of
Mhm. Collection development policy
Yeah.
proposed.
Over there, purpose and collection and developmental policy. The last sentence of the first paragraph. It also informs the public about the principles upon which selections are made. How?
Where are you?
No. I don't have a page number. Collection and development policy proposed. 2023.
So you're on the first page?
Yeah.
Okay. Where on the,
Yeah,
under the first paragraph?
yeah. So it also informs the public about principles upon which selection is made. How?
Space limitations. In the selection and evaluated materials which anticipate the needs and interests of the library. It also informs the public about the principles.
Is that done by each librarian or?
No, it's done when a challenge is presented on materials.
Okay,
And it's actually covered in the library and library bill of rights that we will basically collect a little bit of everything.
okay.
And we will not.
So that's just from the bill, right? And
Mhm.
suggestions for purchase.
Mhm.
And it says library welcomes recommendation from all staff members and general public for materials to be added to collection.
Yep, I do
And-
that all the time. Anytime somebody comes in and says,
Okay,
you
that's
don't have this book,
Okay.
can you get it? I do,
okay. Individual patrons are the ones that
yes.
request. Okay,
And sometimes if it's a request, if it's a book it's older and I don't think we need to get it, we'll interlibrary loan it for
Okay.
them. That's standard practice at most public libraries.
okay. And next page.
Okay.
As new formats emerge, steps to be taken. Who determines if the material is obsolete?
Technology does. It's hard to buy VHS tapes now, so we don't buy them. And you don't keep them because everybody wants DVD and Blu-ray. We haven't started getting the what's the new one for something?
The 40H or something like that, or
We're
however. 4H.
I'm hoping that those go the way of beta tapes and we don't have to get them. So it's just what, I mean, it's not like we're like, haha, we have to get these. No, it's mostly if they become so popular that there's a demand for them,
like records are coming back.
they are.
And
We're actually not really collecting music anymore. Because so many people get their music from
Yeah.
their phone or have their own vinyl collection. There are a few records that are owned by the library. We've got some Gene Ritchie records and they're just owned by the library. They don't circulate. They're sitting there in my office.
We have we do not have a record player to even play them on. If someone just want to come in and listen to them. We don't have that capability.
Yeah. So if somebody were to come in and want to check out Blu-ray, it's still a fairly new thing, but we have them.
okay. Gifts and donations.
Mhm.
If donated, like to the Blackie Library, who decides?
Price. Or if we get a donation.
You mean like if someone's wanting to give us books,
Book,
who
yeah, gift
decides
of
we're
books
not
and
gonna
other
take them?
material,
Well,
you just take them all.
we decided to take, like for the last 6-7 months. I think just to a lot of people, we are not taking anything right now. I mean, we literally have nowhere to store it. But when people give donations, I had a lady call in and she said she had probably a truckload. I said, we don't have the capability to take that. But, usually if it's just somebody in the community that's giving books, we take them. And I tell them up front, if we can use them, we catalog them. If they're appropriate for the little free library, we use them there. Or if not, when occasionally we had a sale, or I say, I'll see if anyone else can use them, or we put them on a free thing, whatever, but I've been at this a long time. And I found out, especially in small communities, you have to be very kind to your patrons. And
Oh,
the
yeah.
people that appreciate their.
Have junk that they want to drop off.
Well, I have been known to take some of that, but I have ways of sorting it out. You just have to let them know you appreciate the fact that
There.
they appreciate the library. And then I go from there and distribute it however I need to do.
We let people know when they want to donate stuff to us that, if we can't use it in our collection, then we will put it in sale and that sale will benefit the
Yeah,
library.
that's
And so
right.
it's not like, oh, well, we're just gonna toss it out.
Yeah.
No,
That's what she does.
yeah.
No, and actually, we're not doing sales right now. We're just putting things on the shelves in the back. And there's a cart and a table out front. All of them are free. So if somebody wants something that we're not gonna add to the collection, they can have it.
And if we get donations that are good or current, that we don't need, we have to check with the other libraries and see if they
Yeah.
would need that copy before we do anything else with it.
One more question.
Okay.
Okay, says library cannot appraise the value of donation.
Nope.
Who pays for the appraisal? The person that's donating?
If they need an appraisal, yes. If somebody donates to us and they need a receipt for tax purposes, I list what they've donated. I don't put amounts on it. And I can give you like examples of that letter that I've done in the past.
Okay.
Yeah, basically it's thank you for your donation. And it says we don't assign a monetary amount, but for tax purposes, you've donated this many hardcover, this many paperback, this many DVDs.
You can't put a value on it because I have a lady that's in Pennsylvania. Her mom used to live in Jenkins. And she sends me boxes of books sometimes. And they're all valuable to her, but some of them are things that I can't use and I either give away or put on that shelf out there because I just take them because she, the kindness of her heart, she wants to do it.
What's
And
important
she
to me is
did
not
come,
important.
here just before COVID to visit. She'd never been here and she came and visited with some 2 or 3 members of the community that her mother had known and kept in contact with, which I thought was wonderful.
Got more questions about the proposed policy?
Removal, I got removal and withdrawal of material, that's no longer meet the standard of the Jackson Library. And is that for each library, you know, that she, so
Yeah.
Grace is in charge of that, of what's in her library.
Theoretically, Grace is in charge, but
Okay.
I can come in and say, this book looks really sad, you need to take it out. Or this medical book is from 1979, it's no longer current. Just Grace would never, so that's just my example.
I guess that's about it.
I think we jumped ahead. Linda's seat is being decided tonight at the fiscal court meeting, and I'm taking a few hours between this meeting and fiscal court meeting to go home and let my dog out. And take care of some business then, and then I'll come back from the fiscal court meeting at 6, I think.
Yeah.
It's Linda Cantrell and Cheryl Hawkins. And that takes me to the phone conversation that I had with the judge. As soon as he got the email with the nominees, I got a phone call. And basically, he's okay with leaving board nominees as is, as long as we don't raise the tax rates. And I pretty much said, I'm pretty sure I can agree to that. So we're gonna leave things as is for now. And just not raise the tax rates, which I try not to do anyway.
We don't need any extras.
We don't. So there's that. And so that takes care of Linda's seat, and I should be able to report who our new board member is. And then, well, the new board member, I'm hoping will be sworn in at the next meeting. And then Lena's seat, Lena suggested Marlene Bilecki. But from phone conversations that I've had with Marlene in the last 6 months, I think she sees her term on the library board as a one and done. She's got her mom to still take care of. I'm gonna call and verify, make sure that she's not interested, but I think we need to look elsewhere for possible nominees. So if anybody knows somebody that lives in Whitesburg or closer to Whitesburg than the outskirts of the community that are covered, like if somebody from Eola or I guess Roxana, well, no, we had Roxana as a Blackie before.
Making through there.
Maybe Thornton. I don't know where else. But if you know somebody that uses the library or in Whitesburg, somebody that uses the library and think that they would work toward the library's best interests, our best interests, the public's best interests, then they would be a good possible nominee, as long as they are interested in doing it. So we'll still keep looking for possible replacements for Lena.
Okay.
Not that there's no replacement for Lena.
No.
So that takes care of that. This is the designation of applicant's agent form for, it's for Kentucky Emergency Management, and it's also for FEMA. It's so that I can act as the representative of the library, even though I've already been doing it. They need one of these on file. So as library board members.
I got your email. I was in Louisville when you get back on Saturday.
That's fine. You're fine. I'm gonna ask you guys to sign this, and then I need somebody to certify it. Have you ever had it? No. Okay. So this basically says that the Board of Trustees for Letcher County Library District is putting me the director as to is authorized to execute for and in behalf of the Letcher County Library District. Today, so if you guys would sign, and then I just need somebody to fill out the bottom part too, basically. It was, I guess it's a witness part. It's, yeah. And then we've already covered the collection development policy, so once we've done this, we can vote. You guys can vote on the collection development policy. Libby, did you have a chance to read the collection development policy? In the packet that's at the other house?
I haven't read all the way through the packet because I just have not had the chance.
I understand. Okay, it's not. Somebody's phone is.
Online.
Or sign it on.
Online right there.
Oh, Flora, there's the black people. Okay, I thought maybe it was me.
You have to have the.
Yeah,
Signature
it's
before you fill out the bottom part.
Somebody can, I'm gonna ask Libby. Libby, next time you're in Whitesburg, can you come and sign this designation of applicant's agent form that basically puts me forward as a representative for the library?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I did see that. I did read that part.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I mean, who else would speak for us? So,
Okay, and
I'll come by this week.
I
I should be
guessing
free.
as the board president, you would fill out the bottom part. I'm gonna start marking on that one. Next mark on this. And then after those two things, I don't have anything else. I'm trying to make the meeting shorter.
Well, it wasn't.
March 20.
Next one is March 20th. We're gonna meet at Harry and Caudill. When I posted the next year of meetings on the website, I did not put locations on anything after, I think, April, because I didn't know when other locations would start being open. And as soon as possible, as soon as they're open to the public, I want to have meetings there.
This should be property board going by.
Mhm. Yeah, they didn't really send me instructions on how to fill that out. Thanks. February 20th. Did you guys have questions? Let me pass you a copy of the proposed collection development. It's pretty much what we already do. We just didn't have it in writing, and this, I think, covers how we would handle any challenged items. And I'd rather have that in place before we get any challenged items.
Yep.
For what it's worth, we are currently working on an example reconsideration form as well. So hopefully we'll have that put together soon on the example page on the website.
So basically, right now, if we had somebody come in and challenge a book, I would request a couple of different people read it. Somebody that is on library staff. If it's not me, then it would be, yes, Tessa, or one of you guys, Vicky or Ian, whoever I thought would best be able to represent that particular book. And then I would ask somebody in the community that is not technically affiliated with the library other than being a library, thank you. Other than being a library user to read the book. In addition to whoever challenging the book, I would ask if they have read all of the book. And then we would go from there.
That is such a horrible hole to go into because
It
there
is,
are people who post, or post everything. My husband will not read a book that has bad language in it. So if he gets one and starts and it's not, he brings it back, so I'll just give another. And he reads a lot of junior
You'd have to.
and junior nonfiction because he does, and he reads some Christian fiction too, but he does not like bad language, so that's his right. But I just skip over it unless that's all that's in there. But, some people don't want anything in a book
right,
other than what they believe in. And you get kind of into politics and gender and everything in the world.
well, I am of the firm mind that as long as we have it, then we're covering like having something for everybody.
That's right.
And if, I think a lot of people run into problems when they have displays of certain topics, and I'm trying to keep them in the library. So if I see one of the books that is heavily challenged, I take it out of a display. We don't need to advertise that we have it. We just need to
Put it
have
on
it.
reserve.
Yeah, we can do that also. So any questions about the collection development policy other than what we've already? No, okay,
Just upsets me.
can we have a motion to approve the proposed collection development policy?
Motion to approve.
And second, you want a second?
Can I second?
Okay, yeah. Awesome. Libby, did you have any questions about the collection development policy?
No.
Okay.
I thought we had.
So I think
No,
we're, so collection development policy passes. I don't have any announcements other than that I'm working this weekend, so I'm gonna take
Pass it through.
Part of
and I'll take it.
tomorrow and part of Wednesday off. And then the next meeting is March 20th at Harry M. Caudill. Want to make a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I'll second.
thank you, Libby. It's 1:22.